The body of a man killed execution style and dumped in Claxton Bay this morning is yet to be identified.
In other words, I was being misled by the management of WASA.
Utilities Minister says a senior manager at WASA lied to him and has not yet been punished by the authority. And the opposition says the Prime Minister is not being the diplomat this country needs right now.
And in sport, Kyron Pollard named Red Force captain for TNT's Super 50 Cup campaign.
Good evening, I'm Ryan Bechu. So glad you can join us for the CNC3 Weekend News. We begin with news that 35 offshore workers employed with Perenco Oil and Gas Company Trinidad that tested positive for COVID-19 have been transferred by health officials to UWI's Debe campus and placed in quarantine. This after they were left stranded on a shuttle boat for 7 hours today to prevent them from mixing with and possibly infecting their colleagues. The mother of one of the infected workers told the Guardian media they were left exposed to the elements on the deck of the boat. They were eventually picked up at Point Galeota and taken to state quarantine. Now, we reached out to Perenco Oil and Gas for comment. They are yet to respond to us. Meanwhile, police found the body of a man on a deserted street in Macaulay Village in Claxton Bay close to 8 a.m. this morning. He had been shot once to the head. His killers then threw his body out of the vehicle, leaving it at the side of the road, where it was found by police 10 hours later. He remains unidentified. The victim is a man of African descent, probably in his 30s. His hair was cane-rolled and he has a beard. He was dressed in a grey t-shirt and blue jeans. The numbers 1988 were tattooed on his stomach. The corpse has been taken to the Forensic Science Center. Public Utilities Minister Marvin Gonzalez is promising a major overhaul at the Water and Sewage Authority next year, saying the state-owned company is being a runaway horse that he intends to rein in. Guardian media reporter Shaliza Hassan Ali has those details from her exclusive interview with the minister in this report.
At a time when citizens are being urged to tighten their belts, comes word that the Water and Sewage Authority has spent a staggering $98 million in bonuses and overtime. The revelation came from Public Utilities Minister Marvin Gonzalez days after he submitted a detailed report on the operations of WASA to Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley for review.
How can you get $90 million from taxpayers' money in subventions to pay for overtime and to pay for all kinds of allowances? And yet still you are complaining that you don't have basic tools to do the job. The issue is not money. The issue is management.
WASA also paid out $8 million in bonuses to staff who are not assessed on performance. Gonzalez said he was not in support of WASA paying bonuses to staff when communities have been suffering daily for water. He believes paying customers deserve a far better service from employees and managers who are not called upon to account for their shortcomings, even when they misled the minister, as one did when he asked about the water supply in Barraman.
The senior manager who reported that to me and obviously attempted to mislead me, he is still on the job. But in any serious organization or in any serious country, he would have been placed on suspension already. And that's the problem I'm talking about.
Come next year, WASA will have a managerial shake-up, and they may have to trim its 5,000 workforce, describing WASA as dysfunctional, chronic, and on autopilot. Gonzalez promised to improve WASA's water supply and turn the company around. This, he said, would require some tough decisions by government. Shaliza Hassan Ali, CNC3 News.
All right, thank you very much, Shaliza. Now, CNC3 News did reach out to WASA for a response. Up to news time, there was none forthcoming. Now, Naparima MP Rodney Charles says the way the government is dealing with the Venezuelan crisis can backfire in the future. The Shadow Foreign Affairs Minister says Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley isn't the diplomat this country needs, saying his stance on Venezuelans seeking refuge here can affect Trinidad and Tobago's future relationship with that country.
Then future Venezuelan administrations will take note of how we treated them in their hour of need. They will remember the deaths at sea, whether or not the fault was ours or theirs. They will not forget the human trafficking and prostitution of their women.
Now, he says there is a possibility Venezuelans will conclude that this country did not act in their best interest. He says this could cause serious problems for Trinidad and Tobago in the future. Charles is advising the Prime Minister to collaborate with regional and international countries to develop a revised migrant refugee policy because the current one he says, has failed. We're going to take a quick break and we're going to be right back. Welcome back. Tobago's COVID cases are down to 11 and there have been no new infections. This is in contrast with Trinidad that has recorded 26 new positive cases and has an active caseload of 420 people. There have been no new deaths. Meanwhile, the airport authority says all COVID-19 health and safety protocols are in place at the A&R Robinson International Airport. This comes after a passenger who flew on BW 1501 yesterday says temperatures weren't tested and staff never gave passengers instruction to wash or sanitize hands. But the authority's head of communications, Zola Joseph, says they have installed several automated thermal scanners at the entrances of all departure lounges, but passengers are only alerted if their temperature readings are above the sanctioned threshold. Now, you may have seen this video making its rounds on social media. Well, when Jason O'Connor recorded it, that wasn't his intention. The Trini, who lives in Winchester, Massachusetts, actually created the video for some of his former colleagues in the entertainment industry who lost their jobs this year.
So the whole idea of me randomly taking my pan out in the snow came about because this year as a company, 73 years later, we decided we would do a video for our customers and for our industry that showed some sense of support. And I just took it as an opportunity for me to represent myself, to represent, who I am in such a different place.
Jason actually told CNC3 News that when his neighbors saw him playing in the snow, they referred to the steel pan as a tourist instrument. He says it's for that reason that he will continue to represent his country and educate non-nationals about his culture every chance he gets. You go, Jason. Michael Hudlin is one of the newest faces on the classical music scene here in Trinidad and Tobago. Home for the first time in 4 years, and despite it being in the middle of a pandemic, he was heavily encouraged to put on a show. That production, called And on Earth Peace, was recorded live and is available on demand viewing today and Monday. Hudlin, who will also complete his degree in chorale conducting, says while international experience is tempting, he has already had quite a bit of it. He says his work is right here in Trinidad and Tobago because we have talent that needs developing.
Those are the things that we needed to cultivate. So why go outside and try to fight 1 million, 2 million people who are doing the same thing that I'm doing, than try to create something new at home?
Hudlin believes Trinidad has what it takes to develop a reputation for greatness in classical music. And of course, you can see if he is right by viewing his latest production, The Chandelier Production, on the Chandelier Productions website. We have some good news now for the family of 16-year-old Shania Applewhite of Bagatelle Road in San Juan, who was reported missing 2 Fridays ago. She has been found. Miss Applewhite visited the Penal Police Station yesterday and told them she was in good health. Now, officers of the Child Protection Unit are conducting inquiries, and the Children's Authority has been also contacted. Now, this is the second time she had gone missing, the first time being in September. Police are, however, searching for 16-year-old Salim Thompson, who was last seen at his Caratal home in Gasparillo last Sunday morning. He is of mixed descent, 5 feet 3 inches tall with a brown complexion and a slim build with a short cornrow hairstyle. He was last seen wearing a blue and yellow armless t-shirt, a pair of blue short pants and a pair of black and white slippers. Now, no photos were provided of this missing person, but if you have any information regarding his whereabouts, please call 800-TIPS, any police station, or send a WhatsApp or text message to 482-GARY. And now for a look at tomorrow's weather forecast. Now, the Met Office says that sunny periods will be interrupted by the occasional shower in a few areas. The odd shower may become moderate to heavy and be accompanied by gusty wind. Tomorrow's maximum forecast temperature in Trinidad is 32 degrees Celsius, while across in Tobago will also experience a high of 32 degrees. Seas are moderate, with waves reaching 2 to 2.5 meters in open waters and below 1 in sheltered areas. Well, that brings us to the end of our weekend news here on CNC3. We thank you so much for joining us. We wish you a wonderful start to the new week. Have yourselves a great night.